be nice if I hope it's focused.
And it's autofocus.
As it's recording?
I don't know.
Alright.
Hi, I'm Pox.
I'm Raggable.
And we're going all out, man. We got 3 cameras going now.
Alright, so how am I supposed to just handhold this one?
Yeah, just handheld that one. And the cool thing is, the way Pluralize works is you don't have to be recording the whole time. So you can just take it out and if something interesting is happening, shoot it. And as long as there's audio on the other 2 sources, it should match up.
Should.
The
only issue is if you have audio delay between the 2 clips. Or between your clips, like you found out with your one shoot.
That was only an issue because we had audio delay between the phones. And it was trying to sync up, but it didn't know which one to sync. Because the audio delay that I had talking to you and Thompson was different than the audio delay Thompson had between me and you. So you could see it visually on the timeline. It's like we were just talking, just literally, it just sounded like an echo. If we had all the tracks playing together, there were just echoes. It wasn't drastic, but it was enough to really notice it. Wow, that camera's shaky.
Wow. That's okay.
Yeah, so testing out this little application, Pluralize, for Final Cut, and it allows you to sync sources automatically, so you don't have to manually do it.
Oh, there we go. It was way too bright.
A lot of people are... Oh, yeah, the date. Today's 27th?
Today is... Yes, May 27th, 2010.
And we're doing this crazy experiment. We've got an HD... or an AVC camera, Canon FS200. We have the treble T2i and an iPhone 3GS.
I'm probably getting this up in your shot.
And we're using a couple of legal for now microphones from Sony.
Legal for now?
Yeah, apparently at the end of the month they're illegal. And
why would they be illegal?
$1,000 a day fine for using them.
What the hell? Who decided this?
Well, the government decided to sell to the bandwidth, the Spectrum.
Oh.
So,
the Spectrum has now been...
Couch Guy has one of these mics too, and he's trying to sell it overseas. So, like, anybody in Europe want to buy this?
So the Spectrum, what is the Spectrum that they're using?
700 megahertz. I think that's what they're going to use for the new DTL, whatever the next real 4G is. Because like the 4G that Sprint's using, WiMAX, isn't... I mean, it's incrementally better than 3G, but the next true 4G service is going to be hugely different. Instead of like hopping up to... I think WiMAX can go up to 20 megabits, and right now it's only at like 4 or 6. This new one's supposed to go up to 100. And it's going to utilize these newly freed up Spectrums, I believe.
Gotcha.
So...
Oh my god, no wonder it was out of... The white was blasted. You've got the ISO set to 3200.
Oh.
Can I change that while it's recording?
Yeah.
Where's the ISO setting? Can you...
Just the wheel, and there's a button for it.
No, that's still changing my...
There's one that says ISO, a button on the top.
Oh, sweet. And then I can kick my... There we go.
Yeah, so we're not doing audio Commute Cast only anymore because nobody cares.
It's kind of hard to post that to the website.
Yeah, all the deals that we got with all the distribution companies are all video now. So we got video cameras. We got little video cameras. We've always recorded the Commute Cast with a video camera.
It just so happens we just use the audio all the time.
Yeah, and we're going a little bit more low tech. We're not using the big ol' XLR jacks, so the audio could be slightly better. But I think I got a system now where it's decent.
Let's play with your camera.
Yeah.
So what's on your agenda for said?
Oh, hey, we got animals.
We got animals.
We got horses.
Horses.
Yeah. There's a white horse and a brown horse. I thought this might be a good opportunity to kind of maybe talk a little bit more about the episode that we shot last night, the Android on the iPhone.
Okay.
Did you try anything more with it at all?
Not yet. I was trying to look around on the wiki page to see what else we could do with it. Just like you pointed out before, modifications of the iBoot loader, tweaking that. There's that one article you linked to about the person actually trying to get the SIM cards to work.
Right.
And he was saying it's a bit more it's an even nittier and grittier process than loading Android onto the iPhone.
Fun.
And I didn't read too much into it. I'm going to go back and check it out and see what it entails exactly.
And apparently some people have Froyo were running on it. They've got 2.2.
Oh yeah, Bob Tempeh has loaded
really?
Froyo.
Yeah?
I don't know if he loaded it onto his iPhone or if he loaded it onto his, I think he has a Nexus, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, he does have a Nexus
Okay.
one. But yeah, apparently there's 2 people that have it running on the iPhone. But just because it runs on it doesn't mean it runs well on it.
Yes.
I think Froyo is very heavily GPU intensive for its interface. So it needs that hardware acceleration. And they were saying that the 3GS is the same graphics chip that's in the, I think, the Nexus 1. So...
Wait, so there's a difference between the graphics processing and the 3GS and the 3G?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So they think when they port it over to the 3GS, they'll be able to get the acceleration going pretty easy.
But for now, it's kind of software or a hack job to get it working on the 3G and the 2G.
Well, and the other thing I want to talk about was the Wii Backups.
Oh, yes.
Because
I had to tweak with that last night, too.
So you're running the latest firmware.
So as I was reading the page that was explaining the Nintendo Wii's iOS system.
So what do they call it? The Nintendo calls it a software update, software version.
They call it software updates. The
Okay.
Wii software, there's a system update.
Okay.
So they
What is it,
speculate.
4.2 or something is what you're at?
Okay, hold on. There's that on the surface, what the Nintendo Wii is telling you, but below there's also the iOS system. I don't know if a system update for the Wii is changing anything other than the files for the iOS, or if it's updating other things as well. But the wiki article that I was reading was explaining that the iOS is not necessarily your firmware. It's more of a system on a chip, an SoC.
Right.
And do you know what the difference between a firmware and an SoC is?
I was reading that, but I don't understand.
And so, I'm not. From what it's doing, it sounds like firmware. So I don't know why it would be called a system on the chip.
The weird thing is, they said the only firmware is the firmware for the DVD drive.
drive, yes. And so, I guess the iOS files reside.
Well,
where do they reside then?
do they reside on the hard drive? Is that what they mean? That it's not like the firmware is actually like a flash hard chip, right?
Yeah, it's a low level. It's low level code that interacts with the hardware.
Yeah, I guess I just really don't understand
you have
the
the
difference.
hardware, firmware, software.
Right.
In this instance, you have the hardware, the system on a chip, iOS,
Yeah.
and then the software, I guess. So I don't know what the architectural difference between firmware and a system on a chip is.
I think the system on a chip is just software. It's more like an OS, an operating system. It sounds like to me.
Right, but it still has to interact with the hardware some way.
It sounds like they're combining the two. I don't know.
So you think there's hardware, then the firmware, and then there's the iOS, and then the software?
I think that the duties of the iOS are taking over, or combining the two.
Okay.
Of the firmware and an OS. That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay. So that was the first kind of gotcha about the iOS. Secondly, here's the really interesting thing, is that when you upgrade your system, when you do a system update, it's not overwriting iOS files. iOS system, iOS versions are side by side.
Yeah.
So you can have iOS 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever, all there.
Right.
Because each game is linked to a different iOS version.
Right, like Rock Band apparently have their own so they could have microphones.
Yes. Are you out of gas? No.
No, I'm out of
Coolant?
crap.
Uh-oh. Are we about to explode?
I filled it up yesterday.
What's it saying?
It's saying check it again right now. Alright. Boy. Okay, so we're going to pull over here. So, Toyota, if you're watching this,
go to heck.
Please fix my car and don't charge me another $1,000 to replace a part that doesn't need replaced. You know, it's all because I said something about it. Because before I went to Montana, I checked it. There wasn't any missing fluid at all. And then yesterday I get this error. So I filled it up. What is it doing? Exact same thing today. It's gonna be noisy. Come take a look at the car.
Okay.
It's completely empty.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, I gotta turn down the white balancing on for the ISO.
It's not good. Yeah, so apparently on these hybrids they have 2 coolant systems and not just one. And neither my Toyota dealership or the radiator place in Riverton seem to know that.
I'm chewing gum. That's bad. It's leaking in. What's it leaking? Coolant?
Yeah, it's leaking coolant.
So that is the reservoir for
the hybrid, the electric engine, and this is the reservoir here for the.
What the hell is? Why is it?
That's the thing that makes noise when you shut off the car.
What is it doing?
Hell if I know.
They replaced the whole radiator, huh?
Yeah, and the thing is, he was trying to show me here that it's obviously leaking here. So this is a brand new one, and it looks the same. I mean, it's not. I don't know, but I don't know. I might have to get a line. Sucks. I need to go to Denver on Monday. Alright, so is this still recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a limitation to the iPhone?
That's a good question. You should probably look at it.
Okay. It's still recording. Cool.
Yeah. So speaking of losing things, like besides physical things like your car, back up with Mosey.
Yes, for as simple as $5 a month, you can make sure that all of your personal stuff is secure in the cloud.
Yeah, it's encrypted and it backs up automatically when you're not utilizing your bandwidth, so it doesn't waste your bandwidth. And it's pretty cool. They got it for Mac and PC. Just use our code 2SMART and save.
Mosey.com/2smart? Or do you just use the code?
Yeah, that's active now.
Oh, okay, so Mosey.com/2smart.
Yeah, and that'll automatically get you set up so you can just enter the code, and you'll save 15% every single month because you used our code. You'll support us, and you'll keep all your stuff safe. I use it. Couch Guy uses it.
I'm going to use it.
It's awesome. Anyways, how do you get that in there?
Okay, so back to our discussion about how the Wii stores iOS versions side by side.
Yes.
So when you install a custom iOS, you install it in like the upper range, like They use the ones that they install as is iOS 249, or there's also CIOS 222. Because the issue with CIOS 249 is when you have a USB hard drive plugged in and you're trying to plug in another USB device like a microphone, it doesn't work. So there was another coder that took the Rock Band iOS and modified that and called it CIOS 222 so that you could plug in a USB hard drive and still have a USB microphone or whatever.
So if anybody's just now trying to figure out what we're talking about, because I don't know if we even mentioned, this is for the Wii, for hacking the Wii.
We threw a Nintendo out there. I said Wii out there several times.
Well, I mean, what we're trying to do with it. What we're trying to do is run backups.
Yes.
You can back up your games onto a hard drive, a USB hard drive or flash drive.
Or even a DVD.
Or even a DVD, and like mine I have set up on a hard drive, so I just have all my games on there. And I can easily just go through all of them. I don't have to, go find the disc and put it in and worry about all that. And it loads way faster.
Yeah.
So,
when we did this, we did it on a Wii version of like 3.2 or something like that, or 3.1.
I did it like a year ago.
Yeah, and once we got that homebrew channel on there, we're pretty much set for life.
Seems like it so far.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues throwing new apps on there or throwing new CIOS installers on there.
I saw you updated yours. Try to change your drag.
Yeah.
Yours.
I downloaded or I got. I didn't buy it. How to Train Your Dragon, and it updated the Wii version.
Somebody got it for you.
Yes. I'm not saying I stole it.
That's what it sounds like.
No.
She's like, well, I didn't buy it, but it's a physical copy. It's a real one. They weren't looking, so it's mine now.
It was legally bought and obtained. So nonetheless, it updated, and then Pox is thinking, oh my god, you just pooched your Wii. You're not going to be able to do the homebrew channel anymore.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, crap. Because I wasn't the one that ran the update. It was, my wife. She loaded it in there, and she updated it. I was thinking, oh, crap. But I went back. Homebrew channel still loaded. Backup. I was still using Wii Gator at that time, but it's still loaded.
So, here's a cool. This is kind of related, but totally separate. I was working on my sister's computer yesterday. It is a virus-infested nightmare, and she's had it for just a little over a year. Same amount of time that my wife has had her Dell Hackintosh. Now, being the Dell Hackintosh, people who have been using it have accidentally updated it. They're like, oh yeah, update. That sounds like a good idea. No, bad idea.
Oh, for Mac OS X?
Yeah.
To 10.5 point...
whatever at the time it was.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, and even with that going on, it has had less problems than my sister's real PC running Windows, whatever the hell it is. I think it's 7 or Vista.
Really?
Yeah.
Even 7 or Vista, and it's still...
It's Vista. It's Vista. Hers is Vista, and it's just full of crap. I mean, it's slower than... It's way slower than that little Dell Mini 9.
My God, really?
Yeah, it's a real laptop. It's a full-blown laptop.
Oh.
And when she got it, it was pretty speedy.
What kind of laptop is it? A Dell?
It's a cheap Walmart laptop. It's
Asus.
An Athlon 64 Gateway or something like that. Or no, yeah, it might be an Acer. Anyways, it's just interesting that I'm seriously considering setting her up with a Linux install or something, because it's just unusable. And my mom too. Same thing. It's just
really.
It's just filled with spyware crap. Just slows it down. And it'll just bog down.
That's just proof that UAC doesn't really work.
No, it doesn't. It just simply doesn't work. It just makes it a bigger hassle.
Either the person,
I left it on there. Yeah, it's on.
I mean, a person can still be running with admin privileges or elevated privileges, and still install something without knowing it, or they get prompted and they click yes anyways.
So this guy's waving us by because he's hauling hay.
Oh, you can see it on the video. So it's not really, the operating system's fault for uninformed users. An operating system cannot get around that. You could take the heavy-handed approach and, have every single dialogue box explain in excruciating detail what's going on.
And nobody cares.
But the user is not going to take the time to educate themselves. They're not going to sit there and go, oh my God, look at this window. Oh, I'm just going to click OK. I mean, they're just don't know how you can get around that.
Yeah, so it just brings me back to the point of, you know, stupid automatic updates, and they, even with hacked devices, it's easier to continue to maintain the hack than it is to just use Windows. Because that's the big argument. You know, like, oh well, it's such a hassle to run a Hackintosh. You might as well just end up getting a Mac because.
Well, it's a hassle for you on your Spider machine because you're constantly modifying, but for your wife's for Hope Girl's netbook,
yeah,
you put it up and you didn't touch it and you haven't touched it since.
Yeah,
it's been fine.
Yeah.
I mean, once you got it up and running, you left it as is.
Yeah.
The only issue is if you have to reinstall it or if it pooches itself.
Yeah, or somebody does an update. But even the newest skill sets, it's kind of like the Wii. Even if somebody does an update, you just lose a few things, but you can save it.
Yeah.
Like, you just lose the audio and stuff. Like, all of a sudden, how come the audio's not working? I don't know. Oh, you updated it. Yeah. So that's my big old rant on that.
Hackintoshes versus Windows 7 and Vista machines.
Yeah. So we should probably do a Wii.
Yes, we need to.
Veda or Jessica or whatever. She's got a Wii that she wants to mod.
Oh, she hasn't done anything with it yet.
No.
Is it at the what? That's a good starting point for us because we haven't shown how to get their homebrew channel out. Well, we did. We did once.
We did once on like version 2 or something.
Yeah, and it was using the Twilight hack.
Yeah, and now it's with the base bomber or something bomber hack.
Base bomber.
Anyways, it's
they're still using a game to execute. No,
they're not. It's not a game. It's just a save. It's just you fill out, get a save, you put it in there, bam.
How?
Through the SD card.
Right. So you just load a save file there.
Yeah.
And then what?
Okay. I can't remember now.
Because with the Twilight hack, you had a modified game save.
Right.
That had a buffer overrun that would execute code within the save file. The code has to be executed somehow.
Good point. It might be something as simple as when you try to view the save file. Kind
of like the TIFF exploit for the PSP. As soon as you try to generate that thumbnail for the save file, that's when it executes the malicious.
I remember seeing it on Hack 5, and then when they did it, it was easy. It didn't require a game.
Okay, but it just requires a save file.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, anyways, that'd be a good one to do. Mevio's cool. They said do whatever. They said they'd never censor us.
Sweet.
So we can do whatever we want.
Okay, so is there a Wii version right now that is unmoddable?
From what I understand, no. They're all moddable currently.
At a point in time, there was, though.
Yes, there was a point in time when you couldn't mod them. I would suspect because of Mario Galaxy 2, there's probably another update that probably is unmoddable right now. Whatever the latest one
okay,
is.
So when I get my retail copy of Super Mario Galaxy 2, I'll have to see if it asks for a system update.
Yeah, because they usually do it with their major games.
Right.
I would suspect. I don't know. We need to look at this up, I guess.
Whoa! What? Your Wi-Fi card's blinking.
Why would it?
Oh, it's trying to upload. It stopped recording. And why is it blinking?
I don't have it set to upload videos.
And I can't record again.
Is it full?
It might be. That's all that's on
there. Does it say how anymore?
That's what I was trying to look for. Where's a free space indicator?
I was going to say it probably doesn't hold very much. An 8 gig card at 45. Yeah, it probably only holds about 15-20 minutes max.
Oh, yeah. See, it has an indicator where it says how much time I have left remaining to record with.
Yeah. What does it say?
0.
Yep, it's full.
So, crap.
Well, that's alright. We got these other 2 cameras.
Okay.
I have to dump that. Go to meeting.
Oh, go to meeting, please.
Yes.
Right now, for our viewers, you have a chance to test a free version or a live trial of GoToMeeting.com from GoToMeeting.com /podcast. And what it allows you to do is to host a meeting with you and your coworkers, or you and even just friends across the internet.
Yeah, and it's an online service. You can even join in on the iPad. They have an iPad app. It's pretty cool stuff. Try it out. GoToMeeting.com /podcast.
Yeah, get your free trial and see that we're not really joking around. It's actually really cool stuff.
Unlimited meetings for a month. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm sorry we're full of ads.
We wouldn't have so many ads if people would just use one of them. Just kind of.
I'm trying to limit it to 2 a show.
Okay.
But we've currently got like 4 or 5 sponsors. So
wait. 4 or 5.
Yeah, we've
Mosey, Go to Meeting, CCS or whatever.
and Zazzle.
And Zazzle. Oh, okay. We haven't done Zazzle in a while.
Yeah. Wait, how many is that? Is that 4?
It's 4.
It's 4, and then we always pimp our own stuff, like subscribe to the feed or get a DVD or.
That's a gimme.
Yeah. But there's still ads, you know?
I would call that begging.
Yeah, but because we
panhandling. We're panhandling.
Because we have these ads, we're able to get some more little equipment and more projects to hack. So we're able to do a weekly episode, which we've actually done pretty successfully for the past 6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
So, your idea about doing a live show has certainly spurred you to regularity.
Yeah, the live show may not be going off so well, but
it's
the edited show gets out on a more regular basis. The one thing that I haven't been doing is releasing it on a regular day, and I've decided now it's Monday. So the finished shows will be up. Every Monday there'll be new content on twosmartguys.com.
So you do a live show on Wednesday, and then the next Monday is when you release the edited show.
Yeah, because then that gives me time over the weekend to edit it and get it put together and uploaded and ready for release on Monday.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to get it done by Saturday, but it is not happening.
Wednesday, you pull the footage in on Thursday,
and
rough edit on Thursday.
I usually go see what if the latest movie is on Friday. And it's just, and then there's always stuff going on during the day on Saturday or. Yeah.
Your real editing time is done Sunday.
Yeah. It's usually late at night or on Sunday, so it kind of stinks because then we're behind if it's a really
time sensitive
hack. Is that still recording?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it is. We can't tell it's in the sun.
But it gives us time to get a little bit more finished product out there.
Yeah.
If anything, I might start
like especially for something for the Android, for the iPhone. Like one of the people in the comments suggested, "Oh my God, I can't handle this." So it gives us time to edit it together to make it more cohesive,
right,
and a bit more clear. Crap.
Yeah. Stop this.
Okay. And when you take pictures or video with the app, oh crap! I recorded it again.
That's okay if you're recording. I wonder how Pluralize is going to deal with that. Oh, I know. It'll do. It does it chronologically. It does it by time. So it'll put a big old gap in the timeline for when we weren't recording on one and we are recording with both again.
Okay.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with another thing again soon. Check us out, twosmartguys.com.
Yes.
This has been a Two Smart Guys production.